halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our prediction coming soon with a halo. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our predictions coming soon with a halo. Yeah, the moon and the angels. Made man began, hustle to greatness. Elon's on the phone, he got our wallets, a spaceship, but diaries for free. That's if you want to attain it. Spreadsheet can't leak if it ain't coming with payments now. I give the blueprint to build, making the moon the plan. I went from being a lunatic to a lunar land. You day to day it, you make it no matter who the man. My chart is shooting in, tell me if it's good to land. My ICOs, my coins point to mushroom like mighty O's. I might take you to Mars, my portfolio. Can bring my whole entourage like I'm Arigo. Headed to the moon in the Lambo. Ain't a hater who presume where we can't go. Lambos pulling up in twos like it's tango. Up in the clouds with my crew like I'm Lando. We just landed on the moon in the Lambo, taking pictures with the zoom and the angle. We'll be coming back to you with the samples. Our prediction coming soon with a halo. The moon and the angels.
Since the creation of the internet, every industry has been turned upside down. Amazon changed retail. Uber changed transportation. YouTube changed video forever. With the invention of crypto, money is next. At the speed technology is growing, the future of money and securities are digital. 9 out of 10 millennials do not trust banks. The value of money relies on trust. Government debt is higher than it's ever been before. Central banks continue to print money. Fortunately, the world has a new solution. Experts predict in 7 years, 10% of the world's economy will be in crypto-based assets. Today, 1 billion people have access to the financial industry. Crypto is about empowering the other 6 billion people by banking the unbanked. Do not underestimate this. Do you wish you invested in Google, Amazon, or Netflix before anyone ever knew about them? $1,000 invested in Netflix turned to over $500,000. At Token Metrics, we help you find the next Netflix. Token Metrics users think differently about investing. They are early adopters looking for financial freedom. They are people who see a better world. A world without international borders. We believe in a world where everyone has access to the next financial revolution. At Token Metrics, we are creating a bridge that gets you to that revolution. We will help you make sound investments in this new world. The world's best investors do not rely on their intuition. They embrace technology and AI to invest. Token Metrics uses AI to find invisible patterns in data to help you invest and trade in crypto. In the past, we have used our data-driven system to achieve financial freedom. Now, we are giving you the keys. We created Token Metrics to be the only platform you'll ever need to make money in crypto. We give you AI and access to crypto experts at the best price. The moon is not the limit. To the moon and beyond.
Disclaimer. Token Metrics Media LLC does not provide individually tailored investment advice and does not take a subscriber's or anyone's personal circumstance into consideration when discussing investments, nor is it registered as an investment advisor or broker-dealer in any jurisdiction. Information contained herein is not an offer or solicitation to buy, hold, or sell any security. The Token Metrics team has advised and invested in many blockchain companies. A complete list of their advisory roles and current holdings can be viewed here at tokenmetrics.com/disclosures.
What's up, crypto family? Happy Sunday. Welcome to Token Metrics Live. I'm your host, Ian Balina, being joined by our chief technical analyst as usual, Bill Noble. Wow, lots has happened in crypto. We'll give you the crypto market update as usual, tell you everything about crypto. Is there going to be a correction? Is this correction in trouble? Is this healthy? Is this good? And as usual, be sure to smash the like buttons. Let's go through and see who was first on the stream. First person on the stream, Thomas Ledford on YouTube. What's up, family? How are you? Diego, Naveen, Jan, Danielle, Paul, Prince Raider. What's up? Thomas, sound should be good. Let me know if anybody has any issues. We have a new microphone. This is supposed to be the best mic in the business. So the sound issues should be gone. Awoken. Let's see. Davids. What's up? Iceberg. Eric. King Nick. What's up? Michael. Zoobs. Simeon. All right. Be sure to smash the like buttons. Subscribe. It's going to be a heck of a show. Bill, how are you? Are you there?
Ian, hi. Happy Sunday. Thanks for having me on the show.
Awesome. Yeah. How's crypto?
Well, that was kind of one of the more unbelievable weeks, I think, in my whole career. I mean, 30% down and 20% back up in 3 days. So, but I think crypto is okay, and we'll go through that.
Yeah, just a day in crypto, just a week in crypto, pretty much. I mean, the crashes are happening so much once you've been in crypto for a while that I don't even really get bothered by them at all. It's almost kind of like just a regular day in the park. Okay, all right. Let's check in and see how we're doing with the audience before we start. What's up, crypto? Sound is great. Awesome. Yeah, focus. I'm not sure why the focus is going in and out, but we'll take care of that shortly. Okay, so let's go to the presentation. As usual, be sure to follow us on social media. Follow us on YouTube, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, Facebook, even the podcast. Download Token Metrics on the go. We have audio podcasts we post every single day. In today's show, we'll cover state of the markets, healthy correction, or bull market in trouble. Right? Once again, we have a Menti code. Go to menti.com, menti.com. Use the code 8440828, 8440828. Go there and pose any questions you have for us. So as usual, this is being brought to you by Token Metrics, the best crypto investment research platform in the crypto space. And we're getting better and better every single month. We have lots of amazing new features we plan to launch. Might even give you a preview towards the end of the live stream. So stay tuned. Okay, so we'll go through the market update after this. Then we'll do question of the day. Then we'll do crypto showdown. Then crypto therapy, basically answering your questions on anything crypto. And yeah, time for us to do the market update with Bill Noble. Bill, take it away.
All right. So as I bring up my screen, let me just say one thing on behalf of everyone in crypto. Can you believe this price action? I had the most unbelievable inflection point at the lows. I had an important client ask me, should I go to stable coins? And I felt like this was like the weight of the world on my shoulders because it looked like it was going to go to zero. And I told him to hold off. And after this thing rebounded, I was like, wow, what a moment for me. What a moment for this guy. I will use. If you felt fear this week, if you felt confused, trust me, at company. Now, let's talk about what happened this week and why it means the correction is most likely over. All right, so the title of this presentation, as you can see, is really unusual. It's Michael Saylor and the new ETH use case. Okay, so let's start with this guy. Now, Mr. Saylor is single-handedly draining huge amounts of Bitcoin out of the market. And when he does that, whatever market maker is actually giving the Bitcoin to Mr. Saylor, those market makers have to go into the marketplace and somehow get that Bitcoin back, right? Now, I worked on one of these desks in foreign exchange and in bonds 25 years ago. And I remember when we would get these huge orders, or when somebody would ask us to sell them huge amounts of bonds or currency, and we would just all look at each other like, like, oh my God, how is this going to happen? How are we going to do this? Well, here's the answer in the crypto space. Michael Saylor, this tweet shows that his average price was about 31,000. And when you have that in hand, post-correction, to me, only market makers have to come in and slam everything. They've got to use futures, and they just short the entire market and try to break it. They try and get retail to sell and panic at the bottom so they can get back some or all of the crypto that's Saylor. And then, as quickly as they can, they got to buy all the shorts back in. Okay? So that's why you get this 25% down and 25% back up. Now, I know this is old news for crypto that they would have these crashes, but this is a classic case in a bull market where instead of a one-day flash crash, Bitcoin sort of deteriorated over a multi-day period, which caused people to really get afraid. And I'm not embarrassed to say it, that included me. So this price action didn't make sense to me until I saw this thing about Saylor, right? Somebody gives Bitcoin to him, and then they have to crush the market in order to get the crypto back in. Now, here we have the Bitcoin chart, and Mr. Saylor is leaving his footprint everywhere, right? Back in December, you can see sort of in the middle of the screen that Bitcoin probed 20K twice, okay? And after it probed it, it corrected, right? It kept trying to break 20K. And the second time it tried to break it and then corrected, a slow rally started after that eventually accelerated. And that's how you got the move from 20K to 40K. Now, currently, the market has seen, or the Bitcoin chart shows, the exact same pattern repeating at 40K. There were two attempts to take it out. That's up here in the top right where it says probes. Then there were two dips, right, to 30K. That's where Mr. Saylor was waiting. All right. And looking at this Bitcoin chart, if history repeats itself, you're going to have much, much higher prices, right? You could have Bitcoin 50K. You could have Bitcoin 100K. Now, you might be shocked or not shocked to know that with Bitcoin dominance crashing the way it is, that the next big mega move is in our perennial favorite, Ethereum. So let's once again talk about why you should like Ethereum, because it's funny. On one hand, everyone talks about Bitcoin. And on the other hand, there seems to be a huge amount of FOMO about Polkadot. Now, I like Polkadot. Don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be one of the keys to a crypto-based banking or lending system and derivative system for that matter. But the thing is, folks, when all of the Bitcoin gets drained out of the system, eventually this game where they have to crash the whole market to try to pull crypto back in, they're not going to do that anymore. They're just going to buy ETH, right? They're going to sell the Bitcoin to whoever wants it, and then they're going to buy ETH. Now, our newsletter customers got the Ethereum versus Bitcoin chart. So Ethereum has a huge amount of room to outperform Bitcoin over the next 6 months. This is the Ethereum chart, Sunday, okay, January 24th. And the bottom line is this: if ETH is above 1,200, it can go to 2,400. And it can just go. It doesn't have to pause or There doesn't have to be anything to happen other than the fact that ETH is just so undervalued. And if everyone's going to drain all the Bitcoin out of the system, then Ethereum's market cap has to go up because it's the best next logical alternative. Here's another case for ETH, right? And this also goes back to Mr. Saylor. Mr. Saylor is draining all the Bitcoin out of the system, or trying to. Meanwhile, on Coinbase, there are 42 million accounts opened, but there's only 21 million Bitcoin. So what happens if all 42 million people go to try to buy Bitcoin? Well, it's not going to work. And if you do have Bitcoin on an exchange, you better get it into a hard wallet to make sure you have it. Not your keys, not your crypto is not a joke anymore. And it isn't even a security slogan. It's like, I have to make sure I have it, almost like what goes on in gold. You've got to actually have it on a cold wallet. But if that's what's happening in Bitcoin, the catch-up rally in ETH could be breathtaking. Now, this thing about pulling ETH or crypto out of the system and putting it in cold storage is not just going on in Bitcoin. Matter of fact, this tweet this morning shows that something like 600,000 ETH is being drained out of the system for either cold storage or staking. So ETH, in a way, is not only turning into a currency, not only turning into a tech stock, but it's becoming the thing that everyone who has said, okay, I've either missed a Bitcoin trade or I can't get enough Bitcoin, all right, it becomes this thing where everyone is going to be looking to FOMO into, right? Bitcoin has effectively created the Ethereum monster. We just haven't seen that monster in full effect yet. Now, our customers in our newsletter got a list of alts that are correlated to Ethereum. Now, what does that mean again? That means as ETH goes, these alts will go, all right? And since our customers are pretty familiar with a lot of these alts, we're going to go through them on the live stream for you, all right? The first is synthetics. Now, we started talking about synthetics when our AI picked it up around 6. Okay, I started charting it. It said the target was 16. That happened. Synthetics came off. And as you can see on your screen today, synthetics is just on a rampage to the upside. Inside the Ethereum universe, one of our analysts has identified the possibility for a creation of a derivatives-based trading world, much like what is prevalent with institutional banks and futures exchanges today. That is all going to get disrupted and moved into a blockchain crypto system with synthetics as the lead. So on January 24th, 5 p.m., the price target for synthetics, the conservative one is 20. And if these fib extension numbers work the way they have in other markets, synthetics could go to 30. Okay, that may sound like hyperbole, but it was probably hyperbole to say that synthetics could go from 6 to 16, because I think you can have synthetics between 20 and 30 if ETH is at 2,000 or higher. Okay, this is the Ftx token. Okay, this is actually one of the most correlated things to ETH. It's actually kind of hanging out right now, so we're catching it on a breather. I know it's gone up a lot. You know, it's done like almost a 4x. Currently, it's trading around 10. Okay, so January 24th, Sunday, this to me looks like, you know, the Ftx token, FTT, can move either to 13 or 20. Okay, because again, as ETH moves, these tokens move. All right, reserve rights. All right, something we've talked about on the show, something that we've talked about in our premium chat room. The Elliott wave on reserve looks like something big can happen, something really big. And again, if these fib extension lines are accurate, or useful, or as useful as they have been in other markets like Bitcoin, okay, reserve is either going to wind up at 0.06 or 0.08, right? Currently, it's trading and hanging out at 0.04. And I don't see any reason, if ETH is mooning, that this couldn't just take off, because this is in the group that should be moving as ETH moves. Now, injective protocol. This is something else that, our quant AI readings have picked up on. Now, recently, INJ kind of came down to 7 and hit the 38% retracement of its big up move. Now, if this acts like everything else that's correlated to ETH acts, you could see INJ at 13 or 20. Now, this isn't like tomorrow, because I know we want to open the account on Monday and drive the Lambo on a date on Saturday. You've already heard that joke on the show, so I won't go through it again. But I do think, Sunday, January 24th, for injective protocol, your price target is either 13 or 20. Now, Elrond, here I'm looking at the futures contract. And Elrond actually looks like Synthetics looks like back in December. And with this, Elrond is sort of making this consolidation formation. And I think once it breaks out, there's a huge amount of upside here as well. Now, our hidden gem that, again, one of our new analysts who's got very much specific knowledge of not just crypto trading, but of like how to find what's new, what's hot in the blockchain world. We're essentially wrapping this idea of a new derivatives, futures universe that can disrupt everything from traditional exchanges to big banks, is actually starting to grow like green shoots coming out of the ground, okay, in the crypto world. And one of the things that we're looking at is perp versus wrapped ETH. Now, even with ETH trading the way it is, that's the tricky thing with a lot of these Uniswap coins. But I mean, the analyst identified perp like when this was at the bottom, and this just keeps going. And I think this is like your 10x or 100x coin. So when anyone asks, particularly with Synthetics and ETH moving like this, these type of coins can have enormous moves, because the entire crypto universe for derivatives, for trading, right? So think about Wall Street, right? What does Wall Street do? Well, the first thing Wall Street did was lend money. And the second thing Wall Street did was create derivatives and different ways to trade and hedge. Well, the crypto world is doing that, except this derivatives theme, all right, is bigger than just Synthetics, right? It could be the Ethereum universe. It could be Synthetics and a whole host of tokens that could even be in the Polkadot world. But as Ethereum becomes the new Bitcoin, these investment themes within the Ethereum universe are going to be essential, because if you understand them, you'll be able to make money in crypto. Now, on a lighter note, let's go back to this idea of Bitcoin is going away, literally. It's getting drained out of the system. And what are trades that can be done to benefit from that? Well, friends, like it or not, the Bitcoin substitutes, Bitcoin is like, regular beer, and then there's light beer, and then there's low calorie ultra, right? Here we have Litecoin, and that's sort of like the low calorie ultra of the Bitcoin universe. Now, on the show, I was a fan of Litecoin in the 60s, and it went to 170 or 180, and then I just kind of left it alone, and I just, I was like, okay, that's enough. However, I've noticed that Litecoin has dipped and is holding at the 38% retracement of its recent up move. And I'm like, that's interesting, particularly in light of the Sailor tweet that we started with. In other words, if you want to buy Bitcoin, you may not be able to buy Bitcoin. You may have to buy Litecoin, not just want to buy Litecoin. So I'm thinking that 125 to 140 is like a buy zone for this thing. I think if it's above 150, it's going to 275, right? Because, if Bitcoin's going bye-bye, then the Bitcoin substitutes, if you will, the light beer has to become popular, right? Now, Band Protocol, all right? Another altcoin that actually has a lot of upside potential in my mind, right? So now what I'm trying to do is, now that ETH's moving, now that DeFi is moving, looking for things that haven't mooned yet. Now in Band, I'm looking at a 2-day chart, Sunday, January 24th. Now there are people selling rallies in this. That's clear on the chart. But it's also clear that the sellers of Band haven't broken it yet, right? In other words, they sell, but it doesn't go down. So that means there's someone down below taking Band from the sellers. And Band is also holding support around 7, which is an important 62% fib line, which we have learned from other smart people in crypto, probably is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, technical indicator in crypto. So Band, in my mind, can hit 20, right? It's currently trading at 9, and it could go as high as 32 if DeFi really goes crazy. So if you're looking for some kind of underappreciated coin that you think might go up a lot, Band has a chart that seems interesting to me. Okay, Yearn is also one of those charts, right? It's amazing. This was like the hottest thing ever, and it's been given up for dead. Now, I see an Elliott wave count here that indicates that if a Yearn up move starts, especially since everyone sort of sold the recent rallies, that there isn't going to be any sellers to stop this thing if it gets going, right? So if this does what Bitcoin did, you could be talking about 85K, right? And it's just sitting here at 30K. It's not doing anything. It's like everyone's ignoring it. And I think that's a mistake, because I think this is one of the things that could go up, because I think these DeFi moves, as everything follows Ethereum, the altcoins are going to follow in stages, right? Bitcoin may have a big up day, and then you'll get a dip to buy all this stuff. But with ETH as the new leader, you're going to get groups of altcoins moving together. Like, for example, today, Sunday the 24th, you had Synthetics and Aave. And tomorrow it could be Band and Yearn. Okay, now that was Litecoin. Let's go to the other one, the other Bitcoin substitute that everyone, loves to hate, or I'm going to flip it around. You hate to love it, but you need to start loving Bitcoin Cash, right? Bitcoin Cash is a peer-to-peer payment system, okay, built on Bitcoin, right? They have decent technology here. And again, if Bitcoin is leaving the building, Bitcoin Cash is sitting right on top of a 62% retracement line at 406. The all-time high in Bitcoin Cash is something like 1,500. So I don't see any reason why you're not going to just sort of wake up one day and Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ethereum are just going to take turns going up in 20% increments until they've 1x or 2x. So the original question for the show is the correction over? Yes, the correction is over, mainly because it was so severe, it even scared me. So that probably meant most likely it scared everybody, because I was looking for the correction that scared everybody. So if everyone got scared, including me, it's probably over. Now the challenge is, what do I do when things are up 20%? How do I get involved? So we'll be covering that with our customers all week, and we would encourage you to stay with Token Metrics. So that is the market update for this week. Back to you, Ian.
All right. Thank you, Bill. That was great. If you enjoyed that market update, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and share this video with your crypto family. Okay, let's check in here with the audience and see how we're doing. People talking about Bitcoin Cash, VChain, Nash Exchange, EOS. All right. So once again, we do have a Mentimeter code. Any questions you would like to ask, post them there. Okay. So I think let's proceed to the next section. Let's go to question of the day. Okay. Question of the day. The crypto market sentiment has shifted from extreme greed to fear. How are you feeling about the current crypto market? The options are feeling good. I'm bullish on both Bitcoin and alts. 2, I'm not bullish on either Bitcoin or alts. 3, I'm bullish on Bitcoin but not alts. 4, I don't feel bullish about Bitcoin right now, but I think alts are going to take off. And 5, I'm confused. So be sure to tell us what you think. Currently in the lead, we have feeling good. I'm bullish on both Bitcoin and alts. And then 2, I'm not bullish on either Bitcoin or alts. Surprisingly, lots of people are bearish. Bill, what's your take?
Well, my take would be choice number 4, right? In other words, I understand that huge players are taking all the Bitcoin out of the market, but I don't know that there's an immediate catalyst for something above 40K, right? I think we got a lot of room to run in alts with Bitcoin kind of in pause mode. People have to start coming up with a strategy where they're saying, hey, I got to invest in crypto and I can't depend on Bitcoin. Can't just sit here and be like, okay, I'm just going to do Bitcoin. You have to do something else. So they got to get into the alt universe, starting with ETH, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and into this derivatives theme we talked about.
Right. So for me, people know at this point I've been joking that I'm an Ethereum maximalist, but Ethereum has been very, very stable compared to Bitcoin. Because if we go to CoinGecko here, let me switch this to based on market cap. So in the last 7 days, Bitcoin is down 11%. Ethereum is up almost 12%. So it's been pretty stable. You guys know, I think Ethereum is the future. And I think Bitcoin has had its rally, and it's time for Ethereum to catch up, because Ethereum technically is still below its prior all-time high, which was about 1,400. It did briefly surpass that, but I think Ethereum has so much potential, especially with ETH 2.0. I think this rocket ship is just beginning, because Bitcoin went from 20K to 40K. So I think Ethereum can go possibly to 3K. That's not based on any TA, just more based on fundamentals and just seeing how well developed everything is in their ecosystem. Okay, so let's see who the winner is. Winner is feeling good. I'm bullish on both Bitcoin and altcoins. All right. Thank you to everybody who voted. Let's go to the question of the day. Is the correction over? The options are: the bottom is in. Let's go up. 2, there will be a big dip. 3, crypto will go in a range. 4, crypto is going down for months. All right. Bill, so question for you. Now, because last time we spoke, we had a different president. So how do you think this impacts things? Because Yellen has been saying a bunch of crazy nonsense out there. How does this impact your take?
Okay, great question. So everyone is familiar with the absurd amount of FUD that was released this week. The Treasury Secretary, Bitcoin double spend. And then there's this whole idea of how does Biden match up with crypto? In other words, what does Biden mean for crypto? Now, guess what, folks? Here's why the Ethereum use case has expanded. When Biden was inaugurated, 2 things happened. 1, the dollar, which looks like it was going to moon, stopped in its tracks and went down. Stocks, which looks like they were going to go down hard, turned around and went up, kind of a mini moon. And at the same time, Bitcoin got slammed. Now, to me, this sounds like more Federal Reserve genius. And I don't mean that facetiously. The Federal Reserve is part of the US government. And of course, they don't want the president of the United States to look bad. So they were going to push all the money in the system that they could to keep stocks up, right? Because no one wants Joe Biden to walk up to the podium and everybody go, whoosh, down it goes. They don't want that. So they made stocks go up. They pushed enough money into the system to push the dollar down. And frankly, I wouldn't be shocked if the Fed or someone else used derivatives or crypto that they've got on hand to push Bitcoin lower, right? Because Bitcoin is embarrassing the central banks. So what does Biden mean for Bitcoin? Well, I think it means that Bitcoin can go up, but if it goes up too much, it's going to embarrass governments, right? Meanwhile, the Fed is still pushing money into the system because stocks and the dollar cannot fall apart. Matter of fact, everything has to be wonderful. The dollar has to go lower in an orderly fashion and stocks need to rise. So what does that mean for crypto? Well, that means the liquidity spigot is going to stay on. They're just going to keep flooding and flooding and flooding the market with money. And I think that flood is going to wind up in basically everything other than Bitcoin. Yes, it is going to wind up in Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin is probably going to take out 40K and go to 50. But if there's all this liquidity in the system and the crypto world has got to start using ETH to sort of cover itself from these gigantic mega whales draining everything out of the system, all of a sudden, the Fed's reaction to supporting Joe Biden, right? It's not what Joe Biden does. It's what the Fed does to make Joe Biden look good. And frankly, I never would have thought of that, although I should have, because that's what the Fed's been doing for 12 years. They've been maintaining optics. So what does Joe Biden mean for crypto? Well, it means the Fed has to keep Joe Biden looking good. And that means they got to keep money in the system. They got to keep stocks moving higher, even though they're absurdly overvalued. And that means things that are undervalued, like your ETHs, your Litecoins, your Bitcoin Cash, and that whole DeFi universe can just smoke to the upside. Just smoke. So we're done with the corrections. And I think we're done with the file. We're trying to just crush crypto. You know, I don't think that's even going to work anymore. I'm not going to say it's the end of these awful corrections, but I don't think you're going to see one of them for a while.
All right. Thank you, Bill. And back to the question of the day. So the audience was voted. The community has told us the bottom is in. Let's go up. All right. People are very, very bullish, it looks like. Okay. All right. Moving on. Time for Crypto Showdown. So looking at our analytics, these have been the 3 most popular projects on tokenmetrics.com. So our team will go through and cover them. Tell us what you think. Which crypto here will have the best month over the next 30 days out of Cardano, Kusama, and Voyager token? Voyager has been on a move. It's been making a lot of money. Bill, so let's do TA on all 3 of these coins and let's see where it's going. And then to our audience, be sure to vote and tell us what you think. Okay, so let me know
here comes. So I'm gonna bring Cardano up first. Okay, let me just get to the screen share button. Now I'm kind of conflicted on Cardano because I just made this huge fuss about ETH, and this is kind of an ETH competing product. But here's the deal: this is a 3-day chart of Cardano. And I think in the DeFi world, there's going to be room for everybody. So as ETH goes up, so can all of these other DeFi highways, which Cardano is trying to become. So believe it or not, I actually think if there's a big week, Voyager has already gone up. We'll take a look at Kusama, but I'm actually predicting Cardano as the early winner. Because what's going to happen is ETH is going to create a chain reaction of moons in all of these DeFi highways. All right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Cardano, people in the comments are saying Cardano is the most overhyped coin ever, says Ari. Then Zoobs looks like he likes Cardano, and so does Gobus. Okay, now let's look at Voyager token. So I actually met these guys at Charlie Shrem's conference in Vegas. This was about over a year ago, shortly before we launched Token Metrics, actually, and they were pretty impressive because they're a publicly traded company in Canada. They're a crypto exchange, and they've made moves ever since then. So pretty cool seeing them or their token do very, very well.
Okay, so let's talk Voyager. Now, in some ways, this looks like it's made its move, okay? But that could be deceiving. Now, this big green candle 2 days ago means that obviously someone is coming in here, and we're going to zoom in intraday if I can, and we're going to take a look at what's happening here. So all has gone quiet in Voyager if you look over here. And what happens when these hugely volatile tokens get quiet is they either stay quiet and just kind of go sideways for a while, which frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened in Voyager, or it just kind of goes up again out of nowhere. So with Voyager, I'm all of the mind of, well, maybe not this week, okay, January 24th, but eventually there's going to be another big leg up in this. So the first leg was kind of like 10 cents to $1.40. So that means you could probably add another $1 onto this easily and have Voyager go to $2. All right, now if you look at Kusama, Kusama is about the Polkadot trade, right? In other words, what is the status of the Polkadot trade? We were on the show a long time ago, and we were on with Oh Hey Maddie. And I brought up the fact that Kusama, in effect, is working Polkadot, right? It's operational. It's a clone. It's kind of like the Litecoin of Polkadot, but it's operational. And since then, Kusama has done well, right? Now what I'm starting to notice is that, I'm starting to see sellers in Kusama, right? Like it goes down, it comes back, but then there's someone selling, just above 100. So I think the Polkadot trade will come, okay? Our newsletter subscribers got some really interesting price targets about Polkadot going forward. However, I think the trade right now is in ETH. So Kusama, in my mind, has got a range trade between like 95 and 125 before it does its next move. Now, I'm not going to be unhappy if I'm wrong and Kusama goes from 110 to 200. I'm not going to be upset about that. I just think it's an ETH trade for now. So it goes ETH, Cardano, and then back to Polkadot. It's like a rotation in these DeFi trades. And that's how I'm seeing it.
All right. Thank you, Bill. So time for us to show the winner. And surprisingly, there's a tie. Cardano and Kusama have tied as the winner for Crypto Showdown. So basically, our audience believes that Cardano and Kusama over the next 30 days will do very, very well. All right. So tell us what you think down below in the comments. Okay, on to the next segment. Crypto therapy. Do you want to leave us a voicemail? You can do that now. Call us 1-888-90-TOKEN. That's 1-888-908-6536. Submit your questions. Be sure to click extension 2. Otherwise, your voicemail won't be received. Go to extension 2 for crypto therapy and leave your voicemail, right? Any crypto question you have, obviously not investment advice, go there and we'll answer them. You can even call us right now live on the air and we'll get to that. Okay, time for us to now go to the AMA. All right, so the most popular question is, can we please have a look at Reef Finance? Ian, is it just one of those DeFi hype coins? By looking to their website, as a very quick review. Bill, any new advice? I mean, so we don't really do fundamental reviews on the show because it's hard to really do that because it has to be very, very in-depth. And our reviews now are basically code reviews. So we have our development team that goes through, looks like the actual code. So if you want that, join Token Metrics. We do have weekly code reviews that we email out, but we can go through the TA because TA is based purely on price action. Bill, could you pull this up? Reef Finance.
Okay, refinance coming up. Okay, so I've got this versus the dollar. All right, so this is an 89-minute intraday chart. So, bear with us. It's Sunday, January 24th. You have to be careful with some of these smaller alts, I think, because they may be running out of gas because ETH is about to become a monster, right? I'm worried that this is almost like the reverse of some of the bases that we've seen. It almost looks kind of like a rounding top. So I think you're going to get a better chance to buy Reef. Hopefully by the time some people see this video, you've gotten the dip to do it. But in my mind, I think, this is out of gas.
Hey, that's not the great words we like to hear. But good thing our audience now knows what to do. Okay, so tell us what you think about Reef Finance. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Post your comments down below. Okay, comments here from Darren. Biggest bull run in history is just warming up. Absolutely. All of us here are very bullish on crypto. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Okay, well, this we can't really answer in detail. Basically, the person is asking, can you give a bit more detail on perp and why your analyst believes it will 10x? Well, we actually did do an in-depth report. We did both a code review and in-depth report on perp that we emailed out to our customers about 2 weeks ago. And disclosure, I also do on perp as well. It's a project based on our team as analysis that I'm bullish on as well. I also bought one other token that we'll be sharing with our customers. And this is a low cap token. And you guys know I haven't really been dabbling in low caps outside of P Network. But I took a pretty heavy position in this, which is pretty rare for me since like back in the ICO days. But from our team doing an in-depth code review on this project, we think this has potential. Market cap is under 10 million. So we think this could 10x. Hopefully even 100x. So it's kind of my big 100x bet. And I went in pretty heavy, but it's still a small position. I have about 5% of my portfolio now in this new coin and also in perp. Perp, we did put a report together, and this other coin, we're hoping to have that out probably in the next week or so. But Bill, any comments on perp?
Friends at Token Metrics, we've got AI and now we've got human analysts of varied skills, right? So we are at work finding the next big investment themes, and we're looking through code, the thing everyone's always asking for, like, what's the next big thing? Our customers had perp on a video call presentation a long time ago. So yes, I'd like you to join Token Metrics. Yes, I know you can overshill, but we mean business when it comes to finding these coins and these investment themes and making people like the 10x and 100x returns that, Ian's famous for.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, be sure to join Token Metrics. Now, people have been saying they get lots of value from our show for free. Why would they pay for it? And my response has always been, if you're getting this amount of value for free, imagine the kind of value you'll get when you join Token Metrics, but also if you join the pro plan, the private group, the bi-weekly calls, because imagine having Bill do a market update just to the private group where they can ask any question, or having our developers on those same calls where they can go through and actually give you their analysis on the code, or they can take whatever products you like and look into it. But that's it. Definitely make sure you join Token Metrics. Commercial over. Okay, so next question. Do you think CRO, which is crypto.com, can make what Binance BNB did? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Are you saying can crypto.com become the next Binance? And first of all, crypto.com has surprised me. It's now ranked 28th on market cap, which is pretty impressive because I recall the ICO back in 2017 when I think it was called Monaco. I think they had a rebrand, but .com domain name is amazing. Location. That's some great real estate in the crypto world. Crypto.com. I think that's definitely helped them as well. But they've also executed. Now, I don't really see them trying to compete with Binance because the clientele for crypto.com has been more towards simple investors. So if anything, I think they compete more with Coinbase because Binance is more for traders, technical traders, while crypto.com is meant to be like super easy to use. They aren't expecting people to be TA experts who are trading, while crypto.com is kind of more like Coinbase. So in a way, it's kind of like a poor man's Coinbase in a way, metaphorically, meaning that it's Coinbase, but it's not as big as Coinbase, right? Not so much in terms of the clients. But anyway, that's my take on that. Let us know what you guys think. Crypto discoveries, you guys are really undervalued. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Rafael, hi from Argentina. Oh man, what's up? I love Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires was a very underrated city. I love the steak, the empanadas, the chorizo, the steak and wine, that skirt steak. Okay. Apologies. It looks like we're having some connection issues, but hopefully everything should be fine. Bill will be back. But here, let me go through the questions in the comments and see if I can answer any questions here. Taha says Ethereum to $1,405. I mean, that's nothing. Ethereum is the future. Now, when I say that I'm all in on Ethereum, I'm basically saying I'm all in on Ethereum and the entire ecosystem. And I was actually talking to somebody on our team who likes Bitcoin a lot. And he asked me, why do you think Ethereum can surpass Bitcoin? And this was my argument, right? The argument is this. Bitcoin is now really digital gold. That's the use case. It's meant to be a store of value. Initially, it was designed to be a currency, but now the use case where it's really getting adoption is as a store of value, as the internet's version of gold. While that's a big use case, Ethereum is a platform for building the next internet. So what do you think is a bigger use case? Digital gold or the next internet? Because when people say crypto is Web 3.0, we basically have Web 1, basically the initial .com era, Yahoo, even Google. Then Web 2 is social media. Web 3, the centralized applications that cannot be shut down. No bank, no government controls them. And when you view it as not just a platform, but they're building the next internet, that is huge. So I'm basically betting on the internet and not gold. That's kind of my short version. And then Ethereum is growing rapidly. Bitcoin has about 230 or 50 monthly active developers. Ethereum has 10x that. So more developers are building on Ethereum. All these new tokens, they're launching on Ethereum. This is Ethereum's race to lose. Ethereum didn't have the first mover advantage, but just think about this. In this new internet, all this money, if it gets tokenized, it gets tokenized on Ethereum. If all these institutions on Wall Street want to get into crypto, if they want to tokenize all these capital markets, that's happening on Ethereum, not Bitcoin. It's happening on the new internet. So when you factor that in and developers, I mean, even now, it's actually kind of funny. If you go, let's take a look at CoinGecko on my screen here. We have Bitcoin, number 1 in market cap. But if you go here, wrapped Bitcoin is 13th in market cap. So the tokenized version of Bitcoin on Ethereum is 13th in market cap. And honestly, I would not be shocked if in our lifetime, probably in the next couple of years, maybe even 5 years, but I think probably a lot sooner. I would not be shocked if wrapped Bitcoin would surpass Bitcoin in market cap, meaning that people would rather have Bitcoin on Ethereum. And the joke is, when that happens, we can now officially say that Ethereum has eaten Bitcoin, right? Kind of like how software is in the world. Well, I think Ethereum is eating Bitcoin. Like, honestly, 5-10 years down the road, you could say Bitcoin might be just a token on the Ethereum blockchain. Because if people can do DeFi farming with wrapped Bitcoin, more money will flow into wrapped Bitcoin. So Bitcoin could eventually just be just a token on Ethereum, which is pretty mind-boggling, which shows how huge Ethereum can become. So I know to all the Bitcoin maximals out there, I mean, think about that case, right? I think if you're still bullish on Bitcoin, the hedge outside of Ethereum would be smart contracts on Bitcoin, which would be Blockstack, for example, with the Stacks 2.0. But our team did do a code review on that we shared with the customers recently, and it was decent, but it's not as good as before. I mean, the space is getting a lot more competitive, and we're still more bullish on Ethereum in general, right? I mean, all the projects, RSK, Riff, Token, and Stacks, they're all trying to do something noteworthy, but at the end of the day, it's Ethereum's race to lose. So that's why I'm a semi-Ethereum maximalist. Okay, tell me what you guys think. Are you guys bullish on Ethereum? Are you guys bullish on Bitcoin still? Anybody still owning Bitcoin? Okay, Tyrell says, I think that's inevitable. Going to be hard to move the developers. Yeah, I mean, like all these new tokens are being built on Ethereum. So Ethereum is number 2 in market cap. Ethereum has the 13th biggest cryptocurrency out there, wrapped Bitcoin, on their blockchain, and Ethereum has the long tail of crypto. All these new tokens are being built on Ethereum. And then when you add network effects, there's just so much liquidity, so much composability happening on Ethereum blockchain. If you're launching a new token, why would you go onto any other blockchain? I mean, because if the whole world is on Ethereum, you miss out on that. Like, unless you're doing something mind-boggling that has to be on a different blockchain, you go where it's easier. Ethereum hitting all-time high in next hour. Okay, run to the moon. All right, apologies here. Seems like we lost Bill, but he should be coming back here. Bill is in the process of moving, so he's been in a hotel, but he's still here. He's still here with us on the weekend, which we always appreciate. Okay, if I go back here, we can just say that question is answered here. Okay, here, I'll just go ahead and answer this question here. What is the third most popular coin for hedge funds and institutions? Is it Litecoin? Oh, hell no. Definitely not. Litecoin, honestly, I'm even shocked Litecoin is on PayPal, because Litecoin is literally just a fork of Bitcoin that's meant to just be faster, but there's no actual innovation really happening. I guess maybe you could say it's an early beta tester for things happening on Bitcoin, but even the founder of Litecoin is not really working on it full time, to my knowledge. At least when you go to the GitHub, the code is not really being updated on a regular basis compared to other projects. Now, if you ask me what coins would hedge funds get into, one, I would say Bitcoin, which makes sense. Then Ethereum. We have Ethereum futures contracts launching next month, I believe, with a CME. So those two. Then third, yeah, that's here. Let's go down the list. If we go to looking just at our market cap here. Okay, we got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether. Tether has issues. I mean, honestly, maybe Polkadot, Cardano, Chainlink, but I would think DeFi. I would think Bitcoin Cash as well. Bitcoin Cash, despite all the issues people have with Bitcoin Cash and their ethos, they have a use case. Bitcoin Cash is trying to be digital cash, something that Bitcoin currently cannot do because Bitcoin is a store of value. Bitcoin is now digital gold. So you have Bitcoin as digital gold, and you have Bitcoin Cash as digital cash. So I think Bitcoin Cash, because Bitcoin Cash, I believe, is on PayPal. So I think that's possible. Then USD coin, because this is regulated. And then I'll probably just lump all the top DeFi coins together, the creme de la creme, meaning projects like Aave, Uniswap. Actually, Uniswap probably not, because I think institutions would wait for regulation and clarity around DEXs before owning a DEX token. Then I would say Chainlink could be the next XRP, is the joke, because I don't think they did KYC, to my knowledge, for their initial ICO. But anyway, Synthetics, SNX, I think if you wanted a dark horse that could blow up with institutions, because think about this, they're building synthetic assets on the Ethereum blockchain. And if derivatives move from capital markets on Wall Street and they get tokenized, SNX is going to go to the moon and beyond. That's why I'm very bullish on it, and I do own SNS tokens. So those are the projects I would pick. But let me know what you guys think. What projects would you pick? What do you think hedge funds would invest in? What you think down below? Ari says INJ over X. I don't think so. I mean, I know there's been lots of hype around that project. It has kind of been on a run. So I think that is possible. But even PERP, Perpetual Protocol, also worth looking into. That I did invest in them this month. How can you say Chainlink is the next XRP when Grayscale just created a Chainlink trust and Grayscale is highly regulated? Well, I mean, people can be wrong, right? Because lots of hedge funds had XRP and they had to sell it after it became a security. Oh man, did we lose Bill? Forget. Okay, all right. HNT is so undervalued. Why is it not getting more recognition, Ian? Because we're early. We are early. My Helium antenna has been working amazing, especially here in. People are saying Bill is offline because it's checking ETH markets. Helium is undervalued. So to me, it's plug and play. They're launching in Asia this year. So definitely very, very undervalued. But we're early, and that means we're doing the right job. Okay, let's go to the next question. Hi, Ian. Do you like Dark, which is building a DEX on Matic? Also, has your sentiment on Matic at all? I still do own my Matic tokens, but Matic has been somewhat slow. If we go to, actually, let me go to CoinGecko. Okay, so we got Matic. Well, the Matic network has been going flat for a while. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with it, but it has, in the last 10 days or so, and last 1 month, it's been decent. I mean, just a 1x, nothing drastic. But I still do believe in their ecosystem, so I'm just holding. I don't have any plans to sell anytime soon. But yeah, that's basically my take on Matic. Matic is one of those projects that I think you have to have a long-term outlook on. It's more of a set and forget. So I'm just staking it. I'm not even looked to see how many tokens I'm earning per day or per month or whatever it is. It's one of those just passive long-term investments, because from a purely technology standpoint, the code is good. But not only that, people are actually building on Matic. Like almost every single few weeks, they're announcing other projects building on Matic. I mean, even one of our developers, who does the code reviews, he built an online casino on Matic network as a side project. So people are actually using Matic network, and I think eventually that should make it a good investment. But we'll see, right? Sometimes you're early, and sometimes you're wrong. So let's see. Do I like CRV? Yes, I mean, code-wise, it's good. It has the code review on that project was very, very solid, but they launched with a very huge valuation, and it's basically just dumped ever since then. Nothing, because if we go to CRV real quick. But looks like it's been bouncing back. over 67% in the last 1 month. From a code perspective, so this is typical in crypto, right? You basically have that a project launches, it's kind of a pump and dump, right? It goes up, people FOMO in the first few days, first week, then it crashes, then it goes flat for a while, and then it goes up. Was Filecoin all hype? No, I think it's still pretty solid. It was overvalued. Now, I do own Filecoin. I was an investor in their ICO or private token sale on CoinList back in 2017. So still bullish on it. And I'm still holding that as well. Okay. I don't really know much about zero exchange building on AVAX, unfortunately, so can't really answer that question. Okay, let me see the non-TA questions so we can get to those. Okay, here we go. We got, hello, what will be the top 10 cryptocurrencies by the end of 2021? The real answer is nobody knows. But if we had to speculate and guess, I would view this from what cryptocurrencies do I believe after 1 year will have the most adoption or just be the largest in market cap. I think Bitcoin will still be there, Ethereum, Polkadot, wrapped Bitcoin. So if we just go down this list, okay, so Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, Polkadot. I think XRP could drop out of this because their case with the SEC is going to take a while. And the SEC has told them to halt any market making activity and supporting any markets. So I think over time that has, but I am surprised it's still in the top 5. Honestly, I think this I think Litecoin will drop out because I think Litecoin is one of those projects that they were just early. I think Uniswap would be in the top 10. Maybe Aave as well. Stellar as well. So yeah, I don't really see. I think maybe SNX could be in the top 10 as well, one of those projects. So out of the DeFi, I would say it's SNX, Ftx Token, Aave, Uniswap, Usdt Coin, Stellar, because their partnerships, what they did with the Ukrainian government, with IBM. So Stellar is really making moves. I think Stellar will definitely flip XRP. I think that's one of those things that's going to happen because Stellar is basically a fork of XRP in a way, but they're targeting not big banks, more of kind of like the just enterprise. But yeah, those are the top 10 cryptocurrencies just based on just hunch and projects I think are solid where I would be comfortable parking my money for 1 year and not be concerned about getting wrecked, basically, right? So now, would I pick like any dark horses? I mean, top 10 is tough, but if we go out of that, now all these ratings here, the quant grades, they're the daily ratings, so they change every day. So don't really pay attention to that. The graph is definitely very interesting, but I'm not sure about top 10. I think right now the technology is good. One of our developers is testing out some stuff on the graph for token metrics, being able to basically get on-chain data. And it's definitely a good project from a code and technology standpoint, but I don't see it getting into the top 10 market cap anytime soon. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. How are you chill about ETH? About it, enter price discovery mode?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Oh man, Bill, we missed you. Welcome back.
I have no idea what just happened. I got in via my phone, so it's got to be the computer. But I got in on Skype, right, so can you pipe me back in?
People are saying, yes, yeah. We have you now, back in HD, crystal clear. People are saying Ethereum is new all-time high. Oh man, so maybe do some TA on ETH again. by the hour or by the minute? There, Bill?
I do have ETH. Do you want me to pull it up?
Yes, yeah. Pull up Ethereum, and let's see where Ethereum is going.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen now.
Oh, actually, here, we can tie this into one of the questions people have. So the question is Ethereum going to $3,000 this year?
I don't know.
So let's see what the TA tells us. I think so. I think, especially if it's breaking out right now, I think it can.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be
go
at
in
2K in the morning.
Oh wow, that's great news. I like to hear that. So let me know when you have it ready. Tonight? Hey, if that happens,
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
we call that Moon Lambo. Well, that's just the beginning.
Take it.
The real Moon Lambo, to all the Ethereum holders, when wrapped Bitcoin passes Bitcoin market cap, oh man, that's going to be crazy. All the Bitcoin maximalists, I mean, I don't know what you say there. I mean, RIP to being a maximalist. I mean, because just think about it. Ethereum will literally have eaten, right, for lunch, for dinner. I mean, Bitcoin will just become a token on the Ethereum blockchain. That's how.
Can you hear me on the air?
Yes, yeah, we can hear you. Somebody's saying, "Wow, rejected big time." Okay. Apologies, everybody. Having some technical issues with the connection. Where do I stake my Matic network? Directly on the site. If you go to matic.com or in the community, there's a guide that shows you how to do everything. Waiting on Bill. What's up, Diego? Okay. Anyway, here, let me answer some more questions. Just type the questions in the chat as we wait on Bill. You like the song? Yeah, the song is on tokenmetrics.com/music. We got the crypto anthem for you. Thoughts on Bao Finance? I don't know what that is, unfortunately. Am I staking P Network? Not at the moment. I'm not staking it, but I am looking. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to be even staking that. I'm currently staking Matic Network, yield farming SNX, and I think Perp is about to launch yield farming or staking, and that I have enough of amount to stake, or I would assume. Bao is nice. Okay, we'll have to look into that. Ava Labs has one of the best white papers I've read in the last 1 year or so. That idea is definitely big, but in a way, you could say they're kind of like the small version of Polkadot, right? They're kind of trying to compete in that realm of being the Internet of blockchains. When I read the white paper, although it was very, very technical. What do I think about Marlin Protocol? I think we looked into it a while back. It was all right, but it wasn't like life changing. One NBA team. Well, hopefully soon. Hopefully in 5 years, and hopefully we bring the whole crypto family out there. Token Metrics family. Ian, on my first 1 million, I would like to take you to Dubai. Oh, I'm there. Alpha Diallo. I am there. Dubai is one of my favorite cities in the world. Saw me on Voice yesterday. Yes, yeah. So I was on there for an interview. I appreciate that. Dr. Boyce Watkins had me on to talk crypto. Silo has good tech. They're basically building a stablecoins platform. It's kind of like the Ethereum for stablecoins in a way. And it's early on, it didn't do so well, but it's bounced back. Kava is also a decent project. ETH got rejected. I mean, first of all, I don't think ETH is going to get rejected. Just think about this. Bitcoin went to 40K, came back down. And then Ethereum went to 1400. I mean, Ethereum has really been trying to get past 1400 while Bitcoin is crashing, right? So if Ethereum can break through, we are going to the moon. But obviously, we have to be careful, right? Especially with Bitcoin crashing. But I think, honestly, I'm just so bullish on Ethereum. I cannot say that enough. Boyce is nervous about crypto and Biden administration. Well, I mean, yeah, but we're in crypto long term, right? We're in crypto for the long haul. Yes, all this regulation stuff can be scary, but I don't think long term is an issue. Because think about this: the future of money is digital. Yes, we have cash, but everyone knows technology is eating the world. So eventually, technology is going to eat paper money. Like, it just makes so much sense, because for governments, they can tax you a lot better, and that's the best thing they like, taking our money after we make all this money. But then also, China is creating its own digital currency. The European Central Bank is also talking about creating their own digital currency. So if America does not want to get left behind, they better catch up. I mean, so they're basically being forced to innovate, because the last thing you want to do is be on top and then lose it, right? So the last thing that America wants to do is have the dollar as the reserve currency and lose it to China. I mean, because they've been having issues with China, so it just makes so much sense. Smash that like button. Yeah, smash that like button. We appreciate it. Biden just put in a pro crypto guy at the CFTC. So our team has been looking into Gary Gensler, who's the new SEC chairman. Actually, I haven't talked about that. Gary Gensler was the former CFTC chairman, I believe. He was also a professor at MIT. He taught blockchain. So he is kind of crypto friendly, or rather, I would say he's crypto aware. So, or he knows blockchain is useful. But he's also been on record saying XRP is a security, which does make sense. We all kind of at time. But I think he's definitely a lot better than the other guy people were talking about. He was in the Obama administration. I forget his name, but he was the Indian guy. Let me see if I can pull up his name. I'm gonna pull this up here. He was like Bitcoin public enemy number one. He's a person who I think the case for Silk Road, so we didn't want him as the SEC chairman. Okay, almost have this here. Yeah, so here's the article. If I can pull this up real quick. His nickname was Bitcoin Sheriff. Preet Bharara, I believe is how you pronounce it. But this was somebody they were also possibly looking at. And honestly, thank God we didn't get him. I mean, Gary Gensler is not like a moon boy per se, but he's, I think, definitely a lot better than this guy would have been for crypto. Because this person is the one who, like, he's basically been Bitcoin public enemy number one. Where's this? Okay, Bill, are you back?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Okay.
All right, what I missed?
Apologies, everybody, for the issues. Yeah, ETH all-time high is what we were chatting about, and can ETH go to 3,000? Was basically the question. So, what do you think, Bill? Do you think Ethereum can go to 3,000?
ETH is priced Bitcoin in such a big way. This is the catch-up rally we've been talking about for, I don't know, years.
Bring up.
Okay.
Let me see if I can bring up. Oh, it's not letting me share my screen. The ETH versus Bitcoin chart that our customers got, early this morning shows that, ETH versus Bitcoin could double. Right? So that cross rate could put ETH at 3,000.
I like that. Yeah, I was also saying that currently wrapped Bitcoin is 13th on market cap. And I could imagine a flippening where wrapped Bitcoin could possibly exceed Bitcoin, where basically Bitcoin becomes just a token on the Ethereum blockchain. That would be crazy. Was what we kind of talked about for a while.
Yeah, I mean, people have figured out that this latest downturn was so nauseating that people have figured out that they just have to find a liquid alternative. They have to find a liquid alternative that's totally undervalued, right? I mean, ETH is trading for $1,000. That's like Bitcoin at $1,000. It's a joke. It's a joke in terms of how much it can go up, right? Because Ethereum's been doing what for how long? It's been doing this basing formation, right? In the token metrics, we have this saying: the bigger the base, the higher in the space. I could pull up a chart, but I don't need to, because what you're watching now is the higher into space part.
Right. Okay, so a quick comment here. Wrapped Bitcoin will only be tradable, but those who want BTC will always keep the pure BTC. Well, I think people want the stability of Bitcoin as a crypto asset with that potential for growth. When I say that, I mean like investors. And I mean, because they wrap Bitcoin is kind of like a synthetic for Bitcoin, right? So, I mean, honestly, if I get done buying Bitcoin, because if I do get Bitcoin, it'll probably just be wrapped Bitcoin, because I like having everything on just one single operating system in a way. But anyway, that's kind of my take on that. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Bill, are you still there? Okay. We lost Bill again. Apologies. So here, we'll skip the graph token because we've kind of covered that a lot. And okay, so here's a question: what are the odds that USDT Tether gets taken down? Wow, I think it's definitely higher than 0%, because I mean they've already been in lots of legal issues. So we know regulators in New York have been investigating them. I think also the fact that they're known for having issues where they didn't have all the reserves they claimed, right? I think at one point, Bitfinex, the exchange, which is the parent company for Tether, basically borrowed some money from the reserves and didn't really tell people until later. So I don't think it will get taken down completely. I think there's that possibility, right? It's a liability. I think it's definitely higher than 0, but I think it's lower than 50%. So, because if anything, I think they'll just maybe get fined, right? But I don't think they're gonna just completely shut down Tether. Like Tether is the most liquid stablecoin in the market. That's why people use it. because if you're a trader getting in and out of a crypto, you want that liquidity. And I mean, that would be a huge blow to just completely shut down one Tether, right? But if that happens, then that means it's not really, I mean, that means it's centralized, right? So that's kind of my take on that. ETH is going to 2K tonight. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at ETH. Yeah, because I think price predictions haven't been expecting this explosive growth, but let's see. Yeah, 100. Yeah, so I mean, ETH has been so I like to view those price predictions almost as support, right? So as we see here, the prediction has always been behind the actual price, so which is actually a good thing in my opinion, right? Because you want a prediction that's conservative. You want something that's telling you it's going to go to the moon, and it doesn't, right? But looking at this here, it basically has Ethereum kind of going flat, but that's not obviously as good as going all the way up. But however, it's not going down, which is good, right? Which means pretty much it's kind of neutral, right? But I think, as Bill mentioned earlier in the show, and as I've mentioned, my take long term in Ethereum, I think, I mean, this is the future of money. This is the internet, right? It's not just a platform, it's the internet. It's Web3. I think if you're looking for blockchains, you basically have Ethereum and you have Polkadot. Polkadot is kind of the internet of blockchains. That's kind of that bigger vision and idea. But I mean, both of these blockchains have the communities to really make it. Double in market cap over one night. Okay. All right. Bill, any update? Okay. Looks like we've lost Bill, unfortunately. Technical issues, it happens, but things hopefully will be resolved by next week. Okay. Let's see what are the questions you all have for me. Hi guys, Chainlink will also do some crazy stuff this year. Grayscale Trust is coming, and DTCC also. What's your take on this? On Chainlink, I mean, Chainlink, people are using Chainlink a lot. Chainlink has so much composability with other DeFi protocols that it makes sense why Chainlink has blown up, right? If anything, I mean, I definitely regret selling all my Chainlink because I was in the ICO after like a 5 or 10x. I was like, you know what? It's down here, right? Because bear market was coming. They had zero marketing, but I mean, 4chan and the crypto meme scene or community just took Chainlink and ran with it. And I mean, now they have other people doing their marketing for them, right? But the issue with Chainlink is, because our team was also looking into using Chainlink for token metrics, and we had a call with a development team. And I was speaking with my team internally, and you don't have to use Chainlink or the link token for Chainlink for an oracle. And I was thinking, like, then what's the point of the token? Not sure if I missed something, but you can use Chainlink, their oracles, without really using their. So maybe I have to go back and see how they're actually using the token, but it didn't really seem to be that necessary in their. Okay. All right. Bill, are you there?
Hi, I'm here. Can you see me and hear me?
Yes. Yeah. We can see you.
Okay. So I don't have screen share, so I'll have to talk to you about Chainlink. Our original target for Chainlink was 24, and everything Ian said about the token is correct. It's almost like with Chainlink, you're buying stock in the Link Marines, right? And it's also a part of the. It's also a component of these big DeFi indices. So I look at Chainlink as a leading indicator because one of the things you'll notice about this move is that Link went first, right? Link was up like, 3, 4, 5 days in a row, got all the way up to 24, and then ETH and this whole market is just gone. So, it's almost like the Link Marines hit the beach first. I think if the whole space moons, Chainlink can go to 30, right? But there are probably plays in the market that can 1 to 3x. And I think capital is probably better used elsewhere. Although, again, the other thing about Chainlink is that the Chainlink rally may ignite rallies in other oracles or that space in general. So correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Band Protocol, UMA, all of these related coins that back in August and September were mooning. The Federal Reserve has given you license to start DeFi 2.0. Okay? And it starts with ETH, and it's going to move out into all of these coins. And again, the ironic thing about it is, Link starts it, ETH follows, and then eventually there'll be a Polkadot trade. But this ETH move, it's going to be huge. It's going to be so huge that you're probably not going to be in anything other than ETH, say Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and the DeFi space, right? And then Polkadot and the rest of it follows, and that probably includes Chainlink. Because I'm guessing Chainlink is somehow wound up with the DOT trade. That just seems to be how it moves.
Yeah. Oh man, Ethereum up 18% in one day. Holy moly! Boy, does it pay to be a ETH maximalist right now. Okay. All right. Let's continue. All right. So we answered this question a lot, but we'll go through it again just so everyone knows the projects we like. What are the top 5 coins today, according to you? So the top 5 DeFi coins: 1, Ethereum, obviously; 2, Synthetics; 3, Aave; 4, Uniswap, the DEX; 5. Honestly, this might not really be. This is kind of DeFi. I would say Polkadot, because DeFi on Polkadot is something that could be huge, right? So, apologies, it's my video here, but basically, DeFi on. Let me go through. Yeah, DeFi on Polkadot could be the next big wave. So we had Ethereum last year around August when he had the big DeFi rally. And went from that basically was led by Chainlink, also led by Compound and a few other projects. I mean, in a way, you could say even Ampleforth, but pretty much all the clones of Uniswap, SushiSwap, and that, they all came through as well. But once again, the top 5 DeFi coins, in my opinion, as of today, now this can change. Right? So Ethereum, Aave, which is lending, Synthetics, derivatives, Uniswap, DEX, and Polkadot, in my opinion, because Polkadot is also going to have DeFi on their blockchain. So let me know what you guys think. Why I'm anti-Link? I mean, I guess you could put in Chainlink if you don't like Polkadot. You could say Chainlink possibly, because we definitely do need oracles as well. But for me, the top 5, I think you gotta have the Internet of Blockchains and DeFi on there. People are saying PocoSwap.
Don't forget about Sushi.
SushiSwap. Yeah, that's a decent project, but to me, apologies here, I'm having issues with my camera as well. Are you back, Bill? How about you, Bill? What are your top 5 coins?
Okay, so my top five. Let's do the top other than ETH, right? You have Yearn, underappreciated. You have Compound, the original DeFi coin, very underappreciated. Okay, can you imagine if Compound does what Aave has done? So Yearn, Compound, Ren. Okay, Ren is going to be a tollway between Polkadot, or a shuttle bus between Polkadot and Ethereum. It's also going to be a tollway on how crypto moves between blockchains. Yearn, Compound, Ren. Okay. I think you have to have Polkadot in there only because the idea of Polkadot is so powerful. All right. Every day we get asked, what about Polkadot? What's the next thing in Polkadot, right? And then there's, of course, at the end, Synthetics, right? Synthetics was this coin. I was like, okay, it went to 16. Maybe we're done. And now I'm like, no, we're not. Synthetics is not done. Synthetics is going to be the ETH of the derivatives, the crypto derivatives space, right? There's like the unbanked, all those people out there that need crypto as money. And then there are going to be all those people that need access to crypto because they don't have brokerage accounts. They just have crypto accounts. And they're going to need derivatives, futures, speculation instruments, not to mention the big boys might want to play in crypto derivatives as well. So Synthetics at 18 might be like ETH at 120 coming off the lows. So there's enormous upside there. So that those are my 5 coins. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you, Bill. So tell us what you think. What are your top 5 coins in DeFi down below? Okay. Next question. Do you think the powers that be can suppress crypto like they do gold and silver? All right. Good question. Bill, what do you think about this? Do you think the powers that be can regulate or hamper crypto like they do gold and silver?
Okay, this is a great question. In order to manipulate gold and silver, you need the banks. You need the people who will sort of pilot the gold and silver derivatives market, right? You know, GLD, gold futures, all these instruments that play a part in theoretically holding gold down, they're centralized entities. This is why this whole idea of a decentralized derivatives and trading mechanism. In other words, no more CME, no more CBOT, no more NYSE or NASDAQ, no more centralized trading entities. So there's no, manipulation of gold and silver, right? I think right now, the crypto market is very much like many capital markets were in the 80s. They're very susceptible to huge players acting all at once. So for example, in 2018, a lot of people said the market was manipulated. No, it wasn't. Everybody just took profits in Bitcoin, and then there was tax loss selling in Bitcoin. Okay. This year, it's the big guys trying to get in all at once, and they can't do it. So it's almost the opposite of the manipulation of gold and silver. It's everybody trying to get in a free market system. And there isn't enough to go around, which means prices have to be adjusted, right? So you can say Ethereum's going to moon. You can say crypto's going to go up a lot. Or you can say it total different way. The entire crypto market is mispriced. The prices that you're looking at, they're just too low. They don't reflect the demand that's already out there. And once people actually start pulling the trigger, it has to be what I call revalued or re-auctioned. And we need a whole different set of prices. Like ETH, where Bitcoin is, like it could be like ETH at 15,000 and Bitcoin at 50. That could happen. Because again, everything is mispriced. In other words, a lot of people kind of made fun of me about the Litecoin trade. Congratulations. And that's nice. But what actually happened there? Like, why did this coin that no one likes suddenly do, like a 2x? Well, it was because demand for the big products was so strong that it filtered down into the little products. So it's just the same thing that happens in gold and silver. Except in crypto, people are free to move about. So if there's no centralized mechanism to control crypto, other than Michael Saylor, but if there's no centralized entity, they can't do what they've done in gold and silver.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Bill. So to our audience, tell us what you think down below. And as we do that, let's check up on ETH. All right. Yeah, I mean, 18% in one day. Holy moly. We're in heaven. Okay. What happened to the monthly indices? Also, what happened to the quant grade monthly section? So we've been kind of making a few changes. Monthly was under investor, but we're actually changing it to be under trader. So that will be returned soon. This has been removed for the time being. It's going to return in a day or so. Apologies for the inconvenience. If you go to investor, you just hit monthly. Monthly grade is there. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go on to Bill. Are you able to pull up your screen yet, or maybe speak to Graph? People are asking basically, where do you see Graph GRT by the end of 2021?
Okay, well, the bad news is because of the technical problems, I can't share my screen. The kids, I know I'm looking at the chart right now. So Graph came out and it's near 50 cents, right? It's near the higher end of its recent range. So let's just think about what happened with Graph. It went all the way up. It was traced about 2/3 of the way, right? Remember that famous 62% retracement? And now it bounces and sits there. Now, that looks an awful lot like what synthetics looks like, right? In other words, throughout crypto's renaissance, we've developed a few of our own formations, right? We had formations for degen coins, and now Graph is doing exactly what synthetics was doing 2 or 3 months ago, which is, it pops up, it goes down, and then it sits. So I don't see any reason why Graph can't go to like $2 or $3, right? It could be the next moonshot. I know it's on Coinbase and frequently alts that get to Coinbase. It's like a graveyard, but tell that to synthetics, right? All of these coins that connected to either the ETH ecosystem or eventually to the DOT ecosystem are going to have striking price rallies, and they're going to move in groups. So it may not go all at once, but like as soon as ETH hits 2K, all of these smaller coins, they're all going to smoke. And that probably includes degen, and it definitely includes Graph.
Great. Thank you, Bill. So next question, can Flow lead as the Ethereum of NFTs and gaming blockchain space? Okay. I think it's possible. I think besides Ethereum, obviously, I think Ethereum will take the NFT and gaming because Ethereum, I think, is going to be the new internet. But let's say there's a runner-up besides Polkadot. Flow is definitely. Our team has done a code review on it. We shared with the customers. I think this was last year, and it's a solid project. If we go to the site here, this comes from the team that built CryptoKitties. Right? Flow is a new blockchain built for the next generation of apps, games, and the digital assets that power them. So look, they're saying there is no token yet on Uniswap. And looks here that there's a video. I haven't seen that video in a while. But they have the technology to back it up. And most important of all, the clients. They have CryptoKitties, NBA, Ubisoft, Warner Media FC, Samsung. So they definitely have the big players as clients, which is huge. I mean, having the NBA is huge. So I think if we had to pick a blockchain that could get mainstream adoption, this could be it. Right? Now, will this completely dominate and take the entire NFT and gaming crypto adoption from Ethereum? I don't know, because Ethereum is huge, right? So, but I think this is definitely a solid project with the potential to do very, very well. But that's not our investment advice. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Let's see how we're doing here. Yes, we've been looking at ETH. If we go to the price, it's been moving. It's been moving a lot. Let me refresh the screen here. 1444. Okay. I don't think we've. I'm not sure if we have made a new code review on Arweave. I don't think we did. I think in the past we might have done one, but it might have been a while back. Yeah, I am aware that Coinbase and A16Z did invest in Arweave. Bill, could you do TA on Arweave and just kind of speak to it? AR?
Okay, let me see what I can find.
Arweave. Yeah, Arweave is a storage play. They compete with Filecoin.
Okay, here's what I can tell you about this. So it started out at $1.50 and it went to $7. And now what it's done is it's returned back to $6. So it's one of these things where all the way up, all the way down, base, all the way back up. And the question is, does it have the power to make a new high and keep going? Now, really, I'm not an expert in like Filecoin space, but I know this. When a crypto moves to resistance, especially when you're in these DeFi mooning phases, when it moves to resistance and doesn't back off, it means it's eventually going through the resistance. So that's a nice way of saying that Arweave is probably going up, and it's probably going up a lot. And so is Filecoin. Because again, people are going to realize what the ETH rally means. Like, people realize that the Bitcoin rally meant there was a revolution in the concept of money. Like Ray Dalio's coming out with a paper where he'll shock the world and tell us that digital assets are the future of money. I would love to be, can say anything you want. It sounds like headline news when we've been saying this for I don't know how long, right? But whatever function Filecoin and Arweave play, it may not be the future of money, but it may be the future of, I don't know, storing your identity or verifying who you are. So I think there's plenty of room in the space, and I think it can make new highs.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Okay. All right. Next question. This is actually a pretty good one. What applications do you mean when you say crypto is Web 3.0? Very good question. So let me kind of take a back step. Web 1 was the first version of the internet. Think 1990s, dial-up modems, to Yahoo, to even Google and Amazon and eBay, all that. Web 2.0 was essentially social media. So think YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, connecting people. Web 3.0 is building trustless applications, applications that are not controlled by any central authority. These are decentralized applications. So let me pull up this picture here I found, right? Which does a good job of explaining this concept of Web 3. So Web 2.0, we have the browser, right? Now we have web browsers that run Web 3 apps, like Brave, for example. Then you have storage. You have Dropbox and Google Drive, Web 2. You have Filecoin. You have storage, IPFS. For social, you have Steemit for Web 3. So basically, all these different products will be shifted to a point where they can run peer-to-peer and not have any central person controlling them. Not a government, not a bank. And that is huge. So what are some sample applications? DeFi. DeFi, because if we go to the DeFi stack, let me look this up here. DeFi composability. Is a good example. Is why image very low quality. Let me find a better version of this. Let's say DeFi composability stack. Even this is very low in quality. Sure. Okay, this is better, right? So this is a stack. We basically have blockchains at the bottom. In this case, we have Ethereum. You could also consider Cosmos, Polkadot, Bitcoin, but most of DeFi is running on Ethereum. Then you have other infrastructure protocols that run on top of that blockchain. So in this case, we have oracles, we have Chainlink, Band Protocol, Teller. Then we have privacy. There's Enigma, which is now shifting to Secret Network, Tornado Cash, which is a mixer. But now we have the other kind of the core DeFi stack. We have derivatives, synthetics, UMA. Then you have DEXs. You have stablecoins. You have lending, Compound Maker, Aave. You have DEXs and aggregators, One Exchange, 0x Protocol. You have insurance with Nexus Mutual, Open, which is for options. So all of these are applications actually running on the blockchain. In this case, the Ethereum blockchain. So this is the new internet. If we go to this stack, imagine all the big internet applications shifting to become trustless, where you don't have to rely on Facebook, on Google, on Amazon. That is powerful. So for example, what happened recently when basically all social media sites banned Trump in a decentralized internet, you can't really do that. It does have both good and bads to it. That's something we'll figure out once that happens. But being able to create applications, for example, where a government with a dictator cannot suppress the people, right? That's powerful. That's freedom. That's liberating. So this is happening, right? All this Web3, all these applications, they're in a way kind of uncoupling. Let me see if I can find the DeFi bank stack. DeFi bank. Okay, this is pretty much the same thing, but you guys kind of get the idea, right? This is why I think Ethereum is literally the next internet, right? So when I say I'm kind of an ETH maximalist, because all of this is happening on Ethereum. It could possibly happen on Bitcoin. But in this example, Bitcoin into wrap Bitcoin. Ethereum is eating Bitcoin. Now the other competing blockchains are Polkadot and Cosmos and some others, but right now Ethereum is in the lead. This is the new internet, and it's happening on Ethereum. That's why ETH is going to the moon and beyond. Bill, any comments?
You know, one day people are going to laugh at the idea that things like social media were controlled by some centralized entity. Matter of fact, centralized entities in general may be laughable 5 years from now. So when money decentralizes, then identity will decentralize, right? You won't have to show a piece of paper. It'll be something kept on a blockchain. I think when you talk Web3, you're talking like Wall Street. You're talking about your identity. And then I think you're eventually going to talk about how we use blockchains to connect with each other as human beings without some entity saying, you can say this, but not that. I had a history professor who said, you know, if you're going to stick up for free speech, you're going to have to defend people that you vehemently disagree with. I'm a big fan of free speech, and I think blockchain and possibly crypto is going to be a way for people to pay each other, trade with each other, and eventually relate to each other without some third party getting involved. I mean, my Telegram has blown up from, you know, people leaving other social media platforms to whatever they do on Telegram. And, you know, that's from every race, creed, color that there is. So Web3 is about people voting with their feet to form different kinds of monies and different kinds of electronic ways to connect with each other.
Right. Well said, Bill. Well said. So to our audience, what do you think about Web3? Let us know down below. Okay. Let me see how we're doing on time here. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Let's wrap that up. Bill, any last words to our crypto family?
Yes. One thing I have to remember, so I'm going to do a self-reminder on air. I have to remember that when the market dumps on, you know, FUD that comes out of nowhere, especially FUD that we've heard before, I have to remember that even if the chart breaks, that doesn't mean crypto's breaking. Yes, I have to be a responsible technical analyst, but thank God I didn't tell that one person at the bottom of the market to go to stable coins, right? I don't think I'll ever forget that story. You know, it was kind of like make or break as an analyst. Can you imagine the guy who's been screaming, the guy who was told that he's got to wear a hoodie on the show because that's become a new superstitious connection to the bull market. Can you imagine if that guy went bearish when Ethereum dropped 20%? Now, I don't want to be that guy. And even if you're not wearing a hoodie, you don't want to be that guy or that girl. So stay strong and maintain your faith in the future of crypto.
All right. Thank you, Bill. It was great to have you on. So if you enjoyed the live stream, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and invite all your friends into crypto. Invite them to Token Metrics. Let's go to the moon and beyond together. Okay.
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
All right. Time for an overtime session. Let's see how we're doing. What questions do you have? Any questions you want to ask me on anything crypto? Not so much TA because we just spent 2 hours doing TA. But let me know what other questions you have. Let me check the comments and see how we're doing. Shout out to Chad. What's up, Chad? How are you? Tucker. We covered Cardano in the beginning of the live stream. Just go back and watch that. Use Singularity Net. Okay. We do plan. Apologies for the delay, but we do plan to add more tokens. As you mentioned, we plan to add 6,000 crypto. Now we have about 600. We've still kind of been testing to make sure that the load is not too much, because going from 600 to 6,000 with our AI is going to be amazing, but also challenging. Right? We're still fine-tuning a few things here and there, but that should be resolved and good to go. I would say hopefully by next week. And we also do, but prior to that, we plan to launch the low cap index. That part is almost ready. And we also will be making a major update to the way the indices find cryptocurrencies. And we might also reduce how they hold, how many assets they hold. So for example, right now they've been holding about 5 assets. I think even the daily index has already made that update. I think now it's holding 5. So that way, not every index will be forced to have 10 tokens. So stay tuned for that. We'll have more information by next week. Okay, actually, I think there was a super chat here. I might have missed. Let me. Yeah, what's up, Joe? Love from Florida. How's Houston? I'm actually in Austin. Austin is good. Our crew came out here for our friend's birthday. So I had Ugo and Diego here for the weekend, and Solo, who's my boy, Pride of Crypto. But yeah, Austin is good, getting better. New city. Okay. Let's see here. Check your Twitter DMs. Unfortunately, I don't really check my Twitter DMs. I'll Crypto Discover. Helium to the moon. Yes, absolutely. I've shared my thoughts on Helium, Big Rome, a lot. I would just go onto our channel and just search for those videos, or just search Helium token metrics on YouTube. Hey Ian, I follow Metrics Reddit, and I'm really impressed with all the projects and implementations going on in their ecosystem. Yes, Matic is not really moving much, but is very, very undervalued in my opinion. The code, the technology, the adoption, it's real. It's real. No, Bill is not moving to Austin. He's moving to San Antonio. VPN. I mean, I use several VPNs. I use like a handful. I've used PIA. I've used Express. I've used iVPN. I've looked into creating my own VPN. So it depends on what you need the VPN for, whether it's for Netflix, whether it's for crypto, or whatever. But I would just go on Google and just type in VPN reviews and just find like the best ones. But all those I mentioned are very solid VPNs. Danny says, what microcap are you bullish on that you said you would mention? What microcap? Well, it's a project that we'll be doing a code review on, so stay tuned. We'll email that out to our customers shortly. Okay. Any analysis on YFI, you mean? Yield Finance Farming? Is that a different token? No, I've not heard of that. Ian, what place in Dubai would you like to spend 1 month? Oh, a month in Dubai. I could do a month in Dubai because of the whole time zone difference. And our team is mainly in the US. So a month in Dubai is not really doable. I mean, Dubai is nice. Dubai is nice. Bucks or Chiefs? Hold up. Chiefs won? Oh man, I've been it's the game because of the live stream. But the first game I did see. I mean, wow. So Tom Brady and Pat Mahomes. And Tom Brady is now the GOAT. Or has been the GOAT. Okay, Chiefs are up 21-12 halftime. Chiefs and Bucks. I think you got to go with the Chiefs because they're the defending champs. So, and they got Pat Mahomes, the best QB. But Tom Brady is a legend and a GOAT. It's tough. It's tough. But I think I would still pick the Chiefs. Just their offense is too much. Thoughts on Wise Token? We did look into them, and it was okay, but we didn't really have to. I mean, it wasn't that groundbreaking, right? It was a decent project. What cold wallets do I use? I mean, the best really Ledgers and Trezor wallets. They're the best to use. There are a few others that are kind of more up and coming. The final boss says, how do you see token metrics navigating through a bear market compared to a bull market? Is it even worth investing during a bear market? Yes, absolutely. I mean, buy low, sell high. So some of the best investments happen in a bear market because technically you should be buying in a bear market and selling in a bull market, right? Buy low, sell high. Or as framed by one of my favorite investors of all time, Howard Marks, you want to buy from pessimists. You want to buy from people who think this is going to zero, because that's when you get the best discounts. And then you want to sell to optimists, people who think this is going to the moon and beyond, right? That's how you buy low, sell high. So in bear market, you can find those true hidden gems, right? So for example, lots of projects have launched in a bear market. So that's why I think you never want to be fully out of the market. You want to still be in it. Now, you might slow down how often you invest, but you still want to be researching and finding those projects. Okay. Could Maker become the International Monetary Fund? Sounds crazy. I mean, Maker is a good project, good code. We think it has the future of DeFi. I mean, rather, I think it's going to be one of the projects that plays a part in the future of DeFi. Now, in terms of can it become the IMF? I mean, that I don't know. And that's a whole totally different type of thing. We covered TA on Voyager and even SNX in the beginning of the show. So I would go back and watch the live stream for that part. AltBay says, first of all, great name, AltBay. One chain ever going to live up to its past hype? No, honestly, one chain is dead. I mean, RIP. Because the space is so competitive and they have not really executed, to my knowledge, as well as we would have hoped. And I think that there's just so much innovation. The people in crypto have shiny new token syndrome. So the question is, what is OneChain doing that's different from the big projects out there, right? OneChain was a fork of Ethereum. They kind of added their own twist to it. They're trying to become the internet of blockchains. But now we have Polkadot, we have Cosmos, I mean, even Icon. So, like, what are they doing that's better than any of those projects? And honestly, I don't see it. Now, maybe if they're just trying to focus on one niche, like become Polkadot for China, right? Maybe that could be their win. Kind of like how Icon is essentially focused in Korea. But in terms of becoming huge globally, I don't really see it at the time being. In the future, will token metrics include reservations, allocations for upcoming pre-sales or ICOs? No, token metrics is not a fundraising platform, unfortunately. Rosmi says, are you invested in Elrond, Ian? If so, are you staking? No, I'm not invested in Elrond. I'm not staking it. Honestly, Elrond is kind of the one that got away because we were traveling on a crypto world tour back in Europe, and went to Romania, and one of our hosts, the organizers, put us in touch with the CEO of Aron back then. And we had a call with them. It was an interesting blockchain project, but I mean, they didn't really do their token sale till like a year later. And by then it was a bear market and nobody wanted to touch anything in crypto. But yeah, but right now on Token Metrics under the yearly rating, actually, let me see if that's changed. Let me take a look. Okay, yeah, it has slightly gone down, but it's still pretty high. It's still pretty high. Okay. Okay. Ian, the most important UI improvement we need is Bill's official take profit icon and the rankings. So actually, oh man, I want to show you something. We're about to shock the crypto world. And honestly, this is why I love working with our team. We just brought on our quant and ML engineer, machine learning engineer. These people were working with us in the, let me pull it, basically over the last 6 months or so. And they've done a great job. Now they've joined the team full time. But what we're trying to do is the holy grail for crypto. Let me see if I can get this picture and pull it up on my screen here. Just give me 1 second. Because when we say we want to help take our customers to the moon, this is what we're talking about. Okay, all right. So this is what we're testing internally. We call it the trends indicator. So can you guys see my screen? Producer, could you pull up my screen? Okay, just give it a few seconds here. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this is what we're working on for Token Metrics. This is the trend indicator. And imagine being able to have machine learning models go through the price and find bullish and bearish trend changes, right? So I'm not sure which token this is, but basically the whole point of this is to help you capture the rallies, to go from bullish all the way to bearish, right? So in a way, it's basically when to buy, when to sell, right? So for example, here, right, capturing just from here all the way up here, and then from here all the way up here, then telling you when to sell, even though here, obviously it's not 100% perfect. Right now, this is still in testing, but this is pretty accurate, right? So this is what we're testing. We actually do plan to give a demo of this to our customers in the private group in the next week or two. So stay tuned if you're a customer. But imagine having this for 6,000 tokens, 6,000 cryptocurrencies, where the machine learning is going through and telling you when to buy. Because yes, we know the grades are there, but from feedback with our customers, people want to have something that's a visual indicator that tells you that makes what to do very, very simple, right? So this is what we're working on. So stay tuned. I think this is going to be amazing. Like the work our data science team has been working on is just, I mean, it's the future. It's the future of investing. We're trying to make Token Metrics as good of a product as we can. So stay tuned. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the feedback. But this will be coming soon. I would say time frame for this, I would say definitely before end of the quarter. So before end of March, but hopefully even sooner. Right now it's kind of ready, but we have basically this is using just one single indicator, but this single indicator is very, very good. But what we want to fully test is getting about 90 different technical analysis indicators, and also adding in our other data points like the performance metrics and the quant grade, and combining everything into one super indicator and put it on a chart like this. So whatever time horizon you're going into, it tells you visually, is it bullish, is it bearish? So let me know what you guys think down below. Do you guys like this trends indicator? Do you think it's a cool idea? Do you have any feedback? Do we need beta testers still? I mean, so right now our team's just testing this internally, and we plan to demo this. I mean, because we had a call on Thursday with our data science team, and we're just going through like 20 coins, looking at the graphs, and it was doing a very good job. I mean, to a point, we've actually began using this ourselves. Like, it's that good. Like, people are talking to our data science team, trying to have them go through the whole portfolio. It's pretty funny, but it's I think it's great. That already exists. It's called moving averages. Not really, right? Because this is working based off of machine learning, right? So the whole point is this gets better and better. I mean, yes, it's kind of like, in a way, it's like we're getting our grades and turning them into visual indicators to make it easier to understand, right? Moving averages do work, but not because you have to go through an experiment and find out which ones work, right? We're basically taking a bunch of different data points, giving it to the AI and having it figure out which ones work, right? And if it's always back testing to make sure it has the best ones working, right? So it's kind of like moving averages on steroids. Oh, Matt says Token Metrics is the best investment I've made. That's awesome, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We call that
We just landed on the moon.
Lambo, and it's getting better and better. Plus, also, we've taken feedback from everybody, and the indices will be getting a lot better, a lot better. We just made some new updates to them. Stay tuned. And we'll also be adding a cap on the number of stablecoins available in the indices as well, in addition to launching the low cap index. Lewis says, hey, Ian, what's the best crypto off-ramp when taking profits? I like the American exchanges because I'm based in America. So I would say Gemini and Coinbase. I like Gemini because there's no withdrawal limit. Like, you can cash out 50 million in one day on Gemini, no questions asked. That's why I think they're the best. But Coinbase Pro has a withdrawal limit of like 100,000 a day. So if you're doing small amounts, no issues. But if you're doing large amounts and you want to cash out fast, Coinbase Pro is not really the best in my opinion. Now you can increase that limit, but you have to basically put in a support ticket and they'll increase it. Like, I've had it increased all the way up to like $500,000. But if you don't use it after some time, like after like a month or a quarter, I think probably a month, they take it back to 100K. So I don't like having to put in a ticket just to increase my limit every single time. On Gemini, no questions asked. Which coin, Michelle says, which coin are you looking at, Ian? The coin you have in your 5% of your portfolio? I mean, one of them is Perpetual Protocol. The other is interesting coin. We'll be doing a code review on it. Actually, I think we did. If you're a customer, we already covered this on a code review, but we want to do probably an in-depth. Actually, yeah, I think we did cover this already. But basically, my portfolio is like, might as well just give it here, right? Our developers liked idle finance. Now, don't go out there and FOMO into this. It's a low cap coin. Market cap 8 million. Do your own research. This is less than 5% of my portfolio. But this is basically the site. But based on what our tech team are saying, and I trust them, that's why I hired them. Okay, so I'm not sure why MetaMask is popping up here. Okay, let's just bear with me as I fix this. Okay, there we go. All right. Now I've not began using it for yield, but now I'm just brand new to this project, right? Basically, they claim to be the best place for your money. Choose your strategy and earn the yield you deserve without worry about finding the best option either if you want to optimize returns or risk. But it basically helps you with yields, right? You can maximize your returns for yield across DeFi. You can, some parts are still loading here, but it's kind of like a robo advisor, right? Choose your strategy, put your assets here. It has automated rebalancing. So now I'm not began actually depositing assets. I just have the token. I want to do some more of my own research and understanding before I send funds. And even if I do send funds to these DeFi smart contracts, I would likely get insurance on it through Nexus Mutual if possible, and if it's reasonable in terms of the fees. Or I would not put everything. I'd probably put like maybe 20% of my holdings in this token into this, because with these new tokens, you can always get your assets stolen through smart contract hacks, right? So you definitely don't want to put everything into these yield farming tokens, right? But the fact it had good code with a very low market cap was very attractive, right? So I know some people have been looking for what low cap coins we like. Now, we did share this with the customers in the beginning of the week, basically, right? So one of the perks of being a customer, you get our code reviews early. We basically send them out usually every Tuesday, like clockwork. So whenever we find, because the last report had about 5 or 6 projects in it, and it was one of the best reports we've had because there were 2 projects that scored very high, like 87%, right? So definitely a good time to find some low cap gems. Okay, what do you think about Aave? Aave is good. Is good. I mean, it's kind of a blue chip DeFi. It went up very much. Do you think it will go up even more? Yeah. I mean, it's a blue chip DeFi. So as DeFi gets bigger and bigger, Aave will get bigger and bigger as well. Any alternative to MetaMask? None to my knowledge that I use. I just use MetaMask. Can you offer more deals on token metrics pricing? For normal people, the investor and professional plans are unrealistic. Well, I would say then you got to start making money, right? We have the token metrics scholarship program where you can refer people to token metrics as an affiliate, and you basically get paid to then join token metrics, right? So I would say join our affiliate program or just search token metrics scholarship program. Let me pull that up actually. We haven't talked about this before. I mean, in a while. So no excuses, right? Just search token metrics scholarship. This will give you a free account, right? So if you want, if you refer 10 people, we'll give you a free annual plan for the investor plan. And if you refer 50 people, we'll get you the pro plan free for 1 year. Plus, you also earn the 40% commission. It's a win-win. Or if you want to do hodler, so basically, if you want to put into work, we'll put you on. Okay, and then we also do have, I think once we make some new updates to the site, when we launch Token Metrics 2.0, but probably prior to that, because the big launches we have coming are the trends indicator. When we launch that, I think we'll definitely do a promotion. I'm not sure how long it will be, maybe a week-long promotion and discount, but nothing has been confirmed. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Okay, all right. I think let's wrap that up. Thank you so much, Token Metrics Crypto family, for tuning in this Sunday night. About to go finish the game if it's not over yet. Let me see what the score is. It's the third quarter. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. And as we like to say,
We just landed on the moon in the Lambo.
Moon Lambo, crypto is the future of money. Stay in there. We have you back. Sign up to Token Metrics if you haven't yet already. Get our podcast, get the music, because crypto is a lifestyle. Thank you so much, everybody. Smash the like buttons, and we'll see you next week, Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. But typically, we're kind of late, but usually it's between 6 and 6:30 Eastern Time. Just make sure you have the alerts on so you know when we're live. And I'll see you next weekend. To the moon and beyond.
Life-changing money to a point where you can buy your mom and dad a brand new house, right? You can pay off your college loans. You can invest in your future, not have to work again, pursue your dreams, your passion, not have to have a job, work that 9-to-5 grind, right? Break the system, hack the system. This is what this show is all about.
They said relax but never retire. Feeling detached, never inspired. They told me relax but I can't retire. I'm feeling detached, never inspired. Like I would live on but never alive. You know the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. Now here's the mission, die or decide. The corporate life is so redundant when your freedom isn't free. It comes to being someone, just believe that you can be. And how can I have hunger when they tell me when to eat? How can I lead others when they tell me who to meet? Then they tell me when to come and then they tell me when to leave. They say how much to give and then forget how much I need. It's the precious to succeed with the lessons of the greed. I question who to be and saw this message is in me. I gotta know.
Life-changing money.
I wanna work for myself, I gotta work for myself, I gotta go.
You can invest in your future, not
Raise
have to work
spirits to the
again.
moon, put nerves on the shelf, I gotta know.
Pursue your dreams, your
I
passion.
wanna stay free or want the safety, I gotta go.
Break the system, hack the system.
Although they paid me,
This is what the
they
show is
never
all
made
about.
me. I wanna relax, forever retire. I wanna detach, I'm feeling inspired. They told me relax, but I can't retire. I gotta detach, gotta decide. They got me thinking I would live on, but never rely. You know the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. Now here's the mission, die or decide. You or die now. Hey, I will never be a wage slave. I gotta stay made. Hey, I used to see this in the 8th grade. Wasn't a day late. Hey, I found the love that I was seeking, life that I'm leading. Hey, now I can do this every weekend, cause I'm a free man. I was in Tokyo, riding the job wheel, the rodeo, dancing with the devil for payment. I couldn't do-si-do, but I was driven. The mission gave me an open road. Made a decision to whip him like it's a motor show. 6-figure slave, I was paid, wasn't well though. Heard of crypto underground, it became my railroad. Started making earnest money, it's for whom the bell tolls. Went from wishing for sales clothes to sales. Now I can relax, forever retire. Now I'm detached, forever inspired. Now I can relax, forever retire. I had to detach, had to decide. And now I'm thinking I can live on and not just survive. You know this system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They living a lie. I made a mission, die or decide. Do or die now. Crypto retirement, yeah, that's where my mind went. Started thinking higher, now they can't hire my time spent. No, not retire like 65 when your job ends. More like an island, and if I'm by it, I buy it. Free travel, dealership, sweet dabble. I reign like Leeds Castle, you reign like Seattle. We went from sheep cattle to eating beef and mackerel at feast. No lassos, just beliefs me in a saddle. You gotta know.
Like life-changing, like
You wanna work for yourself, you gotta work for yourself, you gotta go.
not have to work again.
Raise spirits to the moon, put nerves on the shelf, you gotta know.
Pursue your dreams, your passion.
You wanna stay free or want the safety, you gotta go.
This is what this show is all about.
Although they paid you, they never made you. Now we can relax, forever retire. Now we detach, forever inspired. Now we can relax, forever retire. We had to detach, had to decide. And now we know that we can live on and not just survive. We left the system, AM till 5. They try to say our jobs and give on. They live in a lie. We made a mission, die or decide, do or die now.
I'm here to put you guys on and share all the different resources and tips I come across in my journey to making $1 million and making $1 billion, right? I'm trying to share this with the world for free. I'm not here to sell you some $2,000 course, ebook, webinar, whatever, right? I'm here to put you guys on the game for free, open source, right? The same model as blockchain, Bitcoin, or these cryptocurrencies. I'm here to share everything with you guys.
Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.